All right, it is recorded. We are good now.
Alrighty. So, should I give like an introduction to myself or like?
If you want, man, I'm just gonna Family Guy scene this up as soon as it goes.
Alright, just in case you need it. I am neutral, otherwise known as official neutral or neutral official. I am a graphic designer, event planner, TO. I do a bit of everything for a place called War Guts Esports. I am also a beta tester slash sometimes design guy for projects like Cross Impact and Mad Watch to Elysium. And also I'm Acoustic Fiend, as you said. I know a lot about platform fighters. I have been a self-described plat fighter historian for the past 2 years, and I have nonstop researched and studied and done everything for the genre for the past 4 years. So
I hope you know, Neutral, that I am severely honored that there was one time that that you were surprised of Platform Fighter news, and that was with my recap video. So I hope you know I'm surprised.
Let me just say something. You come across some shit I've never seen before. It's like crazy to me because, like, okay, so there are a couple people who know like different niches of platform fighters. Like there are people like APOC, otherwise known as Wolf something.
Yeah.
Who like they know a lot about like different regions of platform fighters. Like Japan, they have like their own scenes and different like stuff, and they call it different things. And there's one that's like it's sort of like I would describe the scene as like the Slap City of Japan, called like something like Umahara Bazooka.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it's really really cool. It's based off like this platformer where you're fishing and shit.
Yeah.
But you just sometimes I'll watch one of your videos and like you'll just bring up some shit and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look into it. It's like it has like 2 followers on Twitter that you only know about it if you join a Discord.
Is that how you found out about Panzen?
Yeah, about fucking Tanzan. The one that like has stuck around with me is Mad Watch to Elysium.
Oh yeah.
Fucking that game is like I fucking
I hope
adore
you
that
know.
game.
I can't wait until that game is out of it. It just becomes something new. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can't wait.
once it's like complete in like 10 years, it's gonna be fucking absolutely amazing.
Before I get into the topic, do you know how I get my information about platform providers?
I imagine you do what I do and just fucking dumpster dive.
I dumpster dive, but I do it so I will go on Google and Twitter and I will funnel platform finder news and I used to literally scroll for 2 hours until I find something.
I do that on Twitter. I don't do that with Google anymore. I used to a lot, and then I went to like the 4th page of Google once, which is like the Badlands. You don't want to go there, and I fucked something with the PC that I had.
Yeah.
One day, Steam's gonna add Platform Fighter as a fucking genre, like how they did with Boomer Shooter, and it's gonna be the greatest day of my life.
I can't wait. Okay. So we've broken the ice. We've done what we needed to do in order to build up the topic. Now this topic is a little semi-serious as we discussed before, but we're just gonna get into it. The question is, do Smash fans hate platform fighters?
So the people at home don't know this, but whenever you were describing the topic of this like discussion video thing, you said that, and I just interrupted you and said no. So Smash fans and platform fighters have this weird relationship. So most people know the history of how competitive Smash is. Where it started out as just Melee, and then Brawl came out, and then it sort of divided the community a little bit because of events like Evo where Ken lost to CPU Zero in an items on fucking absolute trash ran bracket.
Yeah.
And then like that those two scenes separated the culture and how they scene, and they were both very combative. The thing that a lot of people don't realize about this, how this affects platform fighters as a whole, is that combative nature spreads to other sorts of games within the genre, right? To the point where most Smash players don't recognize platform fighter. I don't say I say most in this case. It's like quote unquote most. Acceptance towards the term platform fighter has been rising with games like Nickelodeon Star Wars 2 and Rivals 2 and stuff like that on the horizon. The difference between Smash and like the FGC is that the FGC, while at the start there were a lot of consensus about stuff like Street Fighter clones and things of that nature, that went away super quickly with games like Mortal Kombat and like the Fatal Fury series
Guilty Gear.
and Guilty Gear. And then with like Doom clones, it went away once technology expanded and you could do more and you could emulate more gunplay and stuff like that. However, platform fighters are in a weird state where there's one series that has a monopoly on how people identify the genre. Even if you look at player counts and esports and popularity and stuff from a more objective lens, none of Brawlhala and multiverses and games like that don't have the cultural significance that Smash does within platform fighters or the just general influence. So with that, the general basic platform fighter concept is pushed into the lens of to a Smash player as another Smash game. And Smash players generally just want Smash. They just want to play Smash and they don't really have any sort of interest in exploring outside of it, at least at that point in time, right? I've seen this a lot within the local community in Oklahoma. Now, this has been changing with me sort of pushing a lot of like my stuff here, like putting Rivals at events where Rivals had zero chance of being like at Tokyo OK and SoonerCon, which I'm hoping to do this year as well. So we're seeing a lot more people like get into it and be interested in these things. However, like most like Ultimate players, they just want to play Ultimate, even if Ultimate's in a terrible state where even if it's in a tier 0 meta, even if it's just like almost unplayable at times, they want to stick with Ultimate. And there is technically nothing wrong with wanting to stick with like one game. However, a lot of people a vocal minority, I'll say, because most people, they just don't comment on it, they don't really care, will spend most of their time bringing up points on what they like about Smash Bros that is not seen within these games, and they will bring this up and have this confrontational nature with it. I've thought a lot about that sort of idea. If you could not tell, I hope in the video it's just like fucking Yusef Keikosal being like, "Oh, I love playing melee doubles," Lamau smiley face, and then like it's just like me blabbering for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I know that was like probably a lot of information to a lot of people, but it's very simple on the outset. My problem isn't because again, you've said it before. There's nothing wrong with only doing one game and sticking to it. But my problem has never been that. My problem has always been the sort of argumentation for some of the reasons as why people don't do it. Because like I can understand 2 points, and that is like the quality of some of these aren't up to par, especially when it comes to like maybe sound design, maybe some animation go like that's fine. And then maybe other things that are honestly should have been probably done a long time ago, like maybe a lot of these platform fighters, especially newer ones, should have good single player content. Like I understand those qualms when it comes to it. My problem is the alternative opinions that other people were to have, or they simply can't argue it and only use ad hominems. Like I've had so many like it really kind of opened my eyes when I went to like combo devils, especially when I was researching for my own video. So many people like using some sort of things like, it's just a Smash Club. Why would I play this instead of that? Oh, I don't even know why this isn't even. It's kind of, I don't know why you guys say it's a new fighting game when it's not. It's clearly from Smash mechanics, and it's like these arguments feel like they're more so half baked, and that nothing,
Yeah.
and that there's. I really think the only reason why this thing has persisted is because there hasn't been like this argument against those sort of so again, this is a lot of information, but let's look at one thing. One thing that I got from Combo Devils is I don't know why you call this a new fighting game because it clearly only copies from Smash. Now, this breaks down because it's like now there's a lot of questions you have to ask Smash players. It's like, what do you consider copying? How does it relate to over here? But it has this mechanic, so why is? And I think my problem is that like once we try to have we can't even really have this sort of discussion because it's like it's vague in this game is bad but then never really address like the actual problems of it. Like I get it, single player content, sometimes the animations don't work, I understand that, but with the new platform fighters that have come out and even some platform fighters beforehand, even without like a lot of single player content, I would consider these very great games that I've played with people. But if you can't
Yeah.
even tell me of the reasons why, we can't have a discussion. And this has been happening for about like maybe a decade, maybe a little more. It's been a little while, I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
when I was researching this sort of topic, from what I could tell, it's sort of like these sorts of points sort of came to a head during the era of like the period where Ultimate is now, where Smash 4 was, where like most people were falling out of love with it. They weren't like talking about it. Where games like Slap City and Icons came to relevance. Is sort of whenever these sorts of talking points sort of like popped up and sort of happening again. Uh, However, a point that I never hear anyone bring up about platform fighters or perception is how general audiences see platform fighters that are not Smash. And it's the thing that interested me the most. So, as I mentioned earlier in my introduction, I have brought Rivals of Aether to conventions. And these are like putting rivals in front of people specifically. There were setups that had Rivals of Aether on them, and this was for. And SoonerCon is the one that interested me the most because SoonerCon, it's not a video game convention, it's not an anime convention, it's like a Star Trek, fucking pimple face, neckbeard nerd sort of type of convention, like your classic nerd type shit. And I was very interested in how these people react. That's not an insult to them. It's I'm hyperbole.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a joke.
Colloquial term is fine.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think no one's gonna get too mad about it.
yeah. And something interests me. There was this really cool guy that came up to me, and we ended up talking. This is how I met the designer for Tails Doll. It was this guy's friend. We ended up talking, and I showed him Rivals of Aether, and we just ended up talking. He was like, dude, this shit is so fucking cool. This rock guy is funny as hell. And I'm like, hell yeah, this rock guy is funny as hell. And the thing is that general audiences, while they may be like, oh, this is like Smash, this reminds me of Smash, usually they don't throw it out to the wind and be like, this is a Smash clone, it's fucking unplayable, blah, 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 blah. They see it, they will play it maybe for an hour, maybe for 2 hours, but they play it like how they would Smash, as just a fun little thing that they can do with their friends. And that's what I found interesting the most to me, because the Smash players who make those sorts of arguments, especially whenever it comes to more casual content, don't seem to understand what casuals actually want, which is just a fun video game to play with friends for like 2 hours for a night while buzzed or high or whatever, however they want to spend their
Mm.
that fascinates me, because like a lot of Smash players, they will bring up the casual content as like the main thing, or they bring up aesthetics, and they bring up these other things that, to the core aspect of making a fun, good platform fighter, general audiences don't really care, right? Obviously, having good single player is very important to maintaining an audience or getting or being seen as like a higher production game, like how Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 did, where it got like nines and eights across the board because it gave that special attention to the single player content. But like fucking at that event, I saw like a group of like 5 people on our Nintendo Switches that we had there, just playing Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1, like the first one, because they just want to do something fun with their friends while at a convention, and we forgot to bring our copies of Smash. So they hopped on Nick Brawl 1, played that shit for like an hour, popped off, they were done. They were vibing.
This is kind of interesting because it kind of means it could mean two things. First of all, we would have to ask the question of like, well, what do, and of course we'll probably have the answers. The first question would be like, well, then if we already have single player and things like that, what do we actually need in order for people to really get into platform fighters? Which we'll probably have the answer. But the second question is just that it's kind of interesting that you say that because I think that kind of means that it's weird. It's sort of like this Venn diagram where it's like very casual one side, very, very competitive on others, which would be like us. And then we would be in the middle. It would be like semi competitive people. And it would really seem like the semi competitive people that are not fully invested into platform fighters, they would have the most to say about it compared to the other two groups.
Yeah.
Because most of the time when I hear like Smash Clone and things like that, I never really hear it from like I never hear it from like my brother that like plays with platform fighter would be like he's never said that. It's always like the person that has probably played Smash Bros and gone to competitive, maybe gone to one or two tournaments that has something to say to that nature. But it's weird that the other two don't.
Yeah. With that, the first question is the one I've thought of a lot, where what to do to get more people into platform fighters. And I've said this so many times on Twitter. I will continue to say this till the heat death of the universe or until platform fighters are more popular. And that is, every fucking platform fighter has terrible marketing and it pisses me off. If we look at the past 3-4 major platform fighter releases that have ended up dying down after their initial months, which is a natural thing to happen for games, but they die down, they don't really reach those peaks again. The issue is always they will put their consumer base that they want to get in front of Smash players. You saw Larry Lurr being sponsored by Flash Party, right? And it's like, I love Larry Lurr. Why the fuck is he getting sponsored for Flash Party? It's like
when it should probably be like Nogla Delirious.
Yeah, like imagine a video of like fucking people like the Vanoss crew doing that, or even if you want to stay in the fighting game sphere,
actually,
people like Maximilian dude.
Well, yeah, that actually kind of makes sense because Smitty himself did Multiverses video and people love that shit, and they're casuals.
Yeah, exactly. Those people, they don't see like, oh my god, the netcode fucking trash, fucking these Smash clones,
They're
man.
Just like, Iron Giant down air does 68. Let's go.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, Shaggy's going Ultra Instinct. That's crazy. And you saw that with like even in FGC spheres, you saw that with like people like fucking Sejam. He did streams where he just queued up 2v2s with Ramola and were vibing, and you saw very few people in his comments or in his Twitch chat and stuff like that claiming, oh my god, these fucking Smash clones. Can you go back to fucking Guilty Gear? I need to see some Gold Lewis. No. Then you have, I think, one of the games that actually has really good marketing, and it's slowly coming up.
Are you talking about Combo Devils or something else?
not Combo Devils. Fucking Smack Studio.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal marketing. So something that they did is that they did a collab stream with the completionist. Now, he does have some trauma now. He did some stuff afterwards.
Yes, that is true.
Not gonna get into all that, but that type of play is phenomenal because they're marketing themselves as not as this is the next super competitive platform fighter. They're marketing themselves as a creative tool for pixel art and sprite art, and they're marketing themselves as a modding tool, which there is an entirely different conversation that can be had about platform fighters devaluing the main content to become more of a modding tool with games like Smack Studio and Framemakers, but that's unrelated. But that was so smart. And then you have their YouTube shorts and their TikToks, which are getting these massive amount of like attention and views. How much that correlates to attention on the product is not to be seen. However, you do see that sort of build up, and you see that there are eyes on this, and it does get like engagement and interest, right? The second part of your question, where it's what was the second part of it? I got off track.
The second part, well, the first part was just how do we get people, and we talked about advertisement. The second part was just like the sort of differences of like casuals actually have decent praises for platform fighters. Very strict, very competitive people like us, of course, we're already into it and we do. But it seems like it's this very like sliver of minority where it's like they're casuals and then they're kind of competitive players, but they have the most to say.
Yeah, these are the people where they have a lot of passion for what they enjoy, right? These are your tutors. These are the lifeblood of those types of scenes, right? These are the type of people who, they say like melee is beautiful after seeing Captain Falcon hit up air, reverse bear, knee again. But like with those types of people, their passion is placed in a place. It's already set. It's already put down, and those people will probably not move, and they're going to be very tribalistic about the things that they enjoy, no matter what. And to an extent, that is almost completely fine. However, those types of people, whenever they come into other communities, and we saw this for a little bit, like the past week in Nickelodeon All-Star Pro Grinders, where people would come in and just shit on the game and bitch about it and complain, right? And they weren't complaining about like competitive stuff; they were calling it like Smash Gun, stuff like that. Probably the most shocking one is very popular Undertale musician Nyx the Shield coming in and just fucking shitting on the game for like 3 weeks straight in that server. And
Jesus
it's like
Christ.
It was like, what the fuck are you doing here? You just want to play Melee, go play Melee. It has phenomenal netcode and it's way less buggy. If you like that, you could just go play Melee, right? And it's like, those people, we're never going to get them. They're going to be tribalists. They're going to be all that. And I genuinely think that for those types of people with those types of cookie cutter criticisms, where they'll see a game where the spacey doesn't fall like a rock and they call it too floaty, right? They'll look at like gameplay of Stardust Valkyries and go, "Wow, that's
8-bit."
Yeah, 8-bit, 32-bit, fucking. It's just, I feel like we should just ignore those types of people, let them on their way, just let them speak whatever. Even though those people, they're gonna seep into the public consciousness, and then some like popular people may end up pushing their opinions. I feel like as the alternative platform fighter scenes grow, those people will slowly start to be drowned out, like how Souls-like is currently, where it took I forget his name, but it's a guy who just makes videos on different Souls-likes. His impact on the Souls-like genre is so massive because he just talks about them as if they're other games, and he doesn't like go like, oh yeah, this one, it's like Dark Souls but worse, and this one, it's like Dark Souls but worse. No, he genuinely gives them a chance, and he just talks about something that he loves. I feel like
Is that the guy that talked about pseudo regalia?
Maybe I don't know what that
I
game is.
oh
I,
well.
I used to watch him a lot, and I've only recently started watching him again.
Okay.
Yes, people like that in those types of communities have such a massive effect on the public opinion on it. Because I genuinely believe that without him, a game like Life of Pi would not be able to have existed and have such a positive reception as it has had.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that like it hasn't been drowned out with Clone for a while.
Now, there are some people who started with Life of Pi. I have a friend, Scooby, who didn't play much like Souls likes until Life of Pi. He loved that shit. Life of Pi is isn't it, I think that's a completely different thing.
I
You
think
know
it's
what I'm
Life of
talking about.
P. Yeah,
Life
but
of P, yeah. Uh, he started with the game, and he's going back through the Dark Souls series because he says he wants to make a tier list of the boss fights, and he has so far fucking hated Dark Souls 1. Completely understandable. That game is kind of garbage. Completely different topic, but
we can have that discussion later.
that's the thing that's gonna get comments. That's the thing people are gonna be mad about.
After all this shit talking, that's gonna be the one.
Okay, I was fine with you calling Smash fans tribalistic, but your Dark Souls 1 opinion neutral, I can't support you. You're now the weirdo in a plat fighter.
Oh man. Oh Jesus. Well, you see, and I'm glad we're having this discussion, and it's very well. And I understand that we're going to be talking about maybe one more thing, but my sort of interest with it is always when you compare it to other sort of games. You know, because it's like it's this very weird dialect where it's like platform fighters in general have this issue where like we can't hammer the nail, but for other, like I know you understand, like you we talked about like beforehand with other videos. I talked about like some people said like Hollow Knight clone, you know, stuff like that, but you know
Yeah.
they bounce back. My thing is that if we were to do this in any other sort of setting, it would get clowned on. Nobody plays Call of Duty and then instantly goes to Titanfall 2 and then just be like, why is this not Call of Duty? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's this very weird subsection where this sort of allows for things to be different and to have its own thing and enjoy them for what it is can happen in other spaces, but then it doesn't have it for this. And maybe this has something to do with the fact that maybe it took us years in order to actually understand platform fighters more. Maybe that's why it's like so baked in because we had such a long time. Because you know we didn't really have a lot of good games like 2009 what PlayStation All Star Battle, like you know shit like that. So maybe it's that thing where it's like fighting games didn't take, where it's like traditional fighters did not take that long in order to get their own identity and to be good. We did, and now because of it, maybe because of the time span, people are more anal about things when really they wouldn't be otherwise.
Yeah. And there's an alternate universe that we could live in where Cartoon Network, whatever the fuck it's called, was a good video game. And we live in the universe where platform fighters are already fully accepted. Do you know anything about the development of that game? That
No.
shit, it was originally supposed, the creators they were like P+ guys, right? It was literally a situation like most other indie platform fighters right now where people who were super into P+ wanted, or PM at the time, wanted to make another game that like had a basis in that but also expanded upon it. And the like higher ups played it and said, wow, this is shit, make it like this instead. And that's why that game is the floaty
What?
disgusting mess.
What?
Yeah. There
Oh my god.
if that changed and there was just like a fun good movement Kusage on the Wii instead of the not fun terrible piece of shit garbage that we have there, things the jet shit could have been different. And then like with platform fighters, a lot of the negatives end up sticking a lot harder with like, because like with other genres you can point out many games that are just awful in the genre, or like games that have fallen off, or series that have completely fallen off, or games that had phenomenal launches and then just completely shit the bed. right? You can name thousands of games like that. However, with platform fighters, the negatives stick more with it, right? Because of just the popularity of Smash and how people are so diehard with Smash, but aren't instantly diehard with other things. And they aren't used to just being like, wow, I'm not a big fan of this, I'm going to move on. They're more of like, wow, this shit is terrible, objective garbage. Why would anyone ever play this? Instead of just being, this is not for me.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It doesn't really seem fair. You know what I mean?
It is 100% not fair. It is
Mm.
100% not fair. It's why I want to make the videos that I do, because there currently is so few outlets for people who just talk about platform fighters without the acknowledgement of this giant fucking property that they get, that every other game within the genre gets compared to all of the fucking time uh on YouTube. Like
Yeah,
they're
you can just do what I do and instead compare them to other traditional fighters like Blaze Blue.
true.
You can just copy other people.
Yeah, simply I'm gonna make Plat Fighter Will It Kill. I'm gonna make I'm gonna fucking H Bomber guy video where he talks about plagiarism, but instead I'm just talking about Marth as a video game character, but I don't mention Marth at all.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Slap
Honestly,
City and Melty Blood, how gimmicks are done right, coming soon.
don't tempt me. I will do it. I'm I'm already a madman for doing everything else. I will do it. I think I think honestly, I think we've been very negative across everything. But I think with, new and upcoming like platform fighter heads like Frigo Maniac, I know is up and coming and he's probably doing other comments soon. I know you are. I know the purple cat man, I forgot his name. My bad. Um I think at this point in time it's just something that we're going to have to deal with, but I think as we get more and more videos out there and we recommend more and we just say our feelings about these things without comparing it to Smash, I think slowly but surely we'll get to that point where it's like maybe 5-10 years where it's like I think Smash Clone isn't really a thing that's really talked about. But it's gonna require a lot of work on everyone's end, which is kind of
Yeah.
not fair because like I'm speaking to you about it, and of course, like not a lot of platform fighter heads really think this way, but like honestly, I think that's pretty apt.
Yeah.
Like
I did.
Relax at Lax literally says Smash likes, so we have a lot more work to do. But yes,
We have a lot more work to do. He's gonna say smash like around me. I'm gonna bring up the domestic abuse charges that he has. You can cut that out of the video if you want.
No, I'm gonna face boost that now.
Oh fuck. He's gonna say smash like around me. I'm gonna bring up the domestic abuse charges that he has.
It's gonna be your profile extended, face boosted.
You just flash my address on screen whenever I say
Your
that.
IP.
My IP is on screen.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I talk with my boss about this a lot because like just
That's a cool ass boss. Wait a second.
Oh yeah,
that's a cool ass boss.
I work a phenomenal job, dude. It's so I don't have set hours. I go in when I want. I work 3 days a week. I'm not paid much. But if I had to pay more bills, I wouldn't be able to do all that. But like I talk to him about like marketing stuff sometimes, and I'll just bring up like statistics of platform artists. He's like, "Dude, why the fuck is Smash the only thing that's super popped off?" And I'm like, "I know, right?" And then now, obviously, whenever I talk about like Smash being like the central thing, on a more positive note, I guess, Brawlhala content is also pretty damn big, debatably on the same level. Like you have content creators like Egg Soup, who he is like the most bog standard YouTuber you can get. He's just a charismatic guy who plays unranked and talks, and like that shit gets hella views. It's not millions, but
I have to come out. I have watched 5 videos from X Soup. It's already out there. I'm sorry. He got me with the thumbnail. I don't like Brawlhala, but I was interested. I gave him 5 views. That's my bad.
I'm a Brawlhala enjoyer. I'm sorry to say, chat room.
All right, well, you're getting that ass banned.
Get that ass banned.
Dude, the fucking wild thing, because I talk to people who are just like into Brawlhalla and some like comp Brawlhalla players, and they'll be like, dude, why don't you have any scripts about Brawlhalla? I'm like, feeding a general person who's into platform fighters a Brawlhalla video up front is impossible. Leviathan described it fucking phenomenally. Brawlhalla is a really good game as long as you've never played another platform fighter before, because you have the issue that Smash players have with other platform fighters, but instead it's every platform fighter has these issues with Brawlhalla. Once you strip that away, it's a phenomenal game. It's a great game. You learn how to chase dodge. You're fucking hitting scythe combos. Phenomenal game.
There's literally only one reason why I don't play that game.
What's that reason?
It's just the art style, man. I wish it was like the animations. I wish it was like the little animations they do. I'm sorry.
Look, all right, just because it's the most grossly tweened thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's charming, okay? It's charming.
No, Rayman is charming. This is not Rayman. Even though they have Rayman.
I was gonna say he's right there. You are shit talking him,
Mr. Man Ray himself.
But very missed opportunity for them to not add a alcoholic Rayman skin after that one show came out recently.
Oh my god, I can't believe this. Well, honestly, man, I see you on Twitter sometimes, and I've heard your opinions on the single player, and I think I just didn't went into it. So most of my ideas is I wonder what he believes needs to really happen. And honestly, you just talking about advertisement kind of just when it's you're just getting your game out there and not to very anal people, honestly kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that most platform fighters genuinely should do a slow burn sort of thing where you start out smaller. And by smaller, I don't mean 1 or 2 people. I mean like how Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 is right now, where they have 100 concurrent players, maybe 300 or 400 counting other platforms through crossplay, right? Starting there, or where Flash Party is, starting there and then building up, where as more content comes out, more interest comes in, and then you just start going up and up and up. Unfortunately, though, those both of those games that I said blew their load on sponsoring Smash YouTubers on YouTube as their promotion instead of putting any ads out. I think Nasby 2, I saw 2 Twitter ads for it and no YouTube ads, and I was like, oh damn, okay.
So what you're saying is that Leffen shouldn't have gotten a Rivals 2 code.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. What is he doing? He can't even hit full.
I don't know. Me and my friend have been debating this for 2 days. That's it. I don't care. I'm calling out Dan. Dan, why? You knew what you did. You knew what you did. Why? Did you? They have to know. Why did they do that?
You see, Leffen getting a copy of the game early. It was in his design documents. Advertising doesn't exist in a vacuum, software NES. You don't understand.
Oh my god, bro! Just give it to Nogla. Just let Nogla play the game. You'll do infinitely better. Do you understand what you would do if you just hey, Vanoss Gaming, just play with your friends? Do you understand what that does? Jesus Christ.
I will say I do. Rivals of Aether is the only platform fighter I think that has entered the realm of like being among games like King of Fight, like a normal fucking fighting games where people don't like instantly turn their heads up and be like, oh, Smash Clone, like
I thought freaking I thought Smacks no not I thought something City. Why can't I remember?
Slap City.
I thought Slap City would have been an underrated classic. You know, it has everything going for it. I don't understand.
I mean, the thing, Slap City is my favorite platform fighter of all time. I think it is a phenomenal game, right? Most people who know about it know the era when Alpharad and Donkey were
Link
making
Light?
videos on it. Yeah, they know about like that era whenever Smash 4 was so bad that like no one could watch it anymore. And then Donkey dropped the first ever Smash Killer video, and it fucking ruined Plat Fighter content for the next like 5 years. Like most terrible things on this earth, you can trace it back to Donkey. It's a constant. But like Rivals of Aether, it's a game that's like it's so big, it's so known. I genuinely do not think Rivals 2 could fail unless it's literally fucking unplayable on launch, which I doubt because they're gonna have this entire year.
Dan will definitely bite the bullet and be like, nah, fuck you. 5 months.
Yeah. If it's that bad, he definitely would just delay it a little bit. He worked on Killer Instinct. He knows the struggle.
Yeah, he honestly does. You know what's so weird? This conversation went from like not dark, but such a negative headspace to like slowly understanding the problem and just like we just need more elbow grease and we just keep doing it. That like maybe the problem isn't as bad as I really thought.
Maybe. I think vocal minorities should always be ignored. Out of context, that sounds fucking terrible. I've realized.
That's fine. I'll just base boost that one as well.
Yeah, true.
I'm gonna Photoshop you in the president's seat, and you're gonna say that.
I am on trial. I can't believe it.
No.
I think that the Reddit goons are people who should be ignored.
The Reddit goons? Don't say that. Yeah. That's fucked up.
I think just like fucking people who genuinely listen to people who say stuff like Smash Clone and things of that nature. They will see hope soon. They will see the light at some point.
And hopefully they'll see the light, especially when you release your new video about fucking Sentinels Inc.
That is true. Yeah, Sentinels Inc is a phenomenal game. Can't wait for people to see the video. The video features some stuff I believe that hasn't been like seen before in like a purposeful video. Like it's been seen on like the streams at Waypoint when they did like local events for the game. But it's like stuff that most people don't know about the game that will be cool.
This is fucking sick.
Yeah. I will say it's really fucking funny. So little story. So how I got my hands on the game was since I'm a TO in Oklahoma, and Ben L, the lead developer, he's the like TO and just runs the entire thing at a place called Waypoint. And we just ended up talking for like an hour or two, and I asked, hey, can I record some footage for a video that I'm working on? And he just said, oh, I'll just give you a copy. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I know you feel like that.
You're a fucking lucky bastard.
Oh, yeah, I am. I'm 100% lucky.
I have to be on the sidelines. I have to fucking download Twitch clips, fucking. It's like, nah, I just got the game, dickhead.
Let me. I wanna elaborate real quick. You could just be COWABUNGER, because fucking that motherfucker. Someone asked him, "Hey, can you play Sentinels Inc smiley face?" He posted that in the Discord and was like, "Haha, guys, wouldn't this be funny?" And then someone immediately was like, "Oh, you're that guy who runs that YouTube channel?" And they were like, "Yeah, I'm COWABUNGER."
This is not
DMs.
fair. This is not fair.
I'd understand if COWABUNGER was like super famous or something.
He has dirt. He has to have dirt. There's no way. There is no possible way.
That motherfucker has gotten some information.
Yeah, he's in everything. Isn't he the manager of that game that you play?
No, COWABUNGER does some things for Cross Impact. It's not as much as I thought it was.
Okay.
However, his fucking OC, what is the best assist? It might not be the best assist anymore, but Puss in Boots, which is the cat guy that's his profile picture.
Yeah.
That motherfucker, it was a giant ass anti-air projectile that would freeze you in place for a full 3 seconds, and your opponent could do whatever the fuck they wanted. If you had full meter as jacket, you could wobble them by calling assist, side specialing, launching them with up tilt, calling the assist, side specialing, just doing that over and over. You did like 50 fucking damage.
Yo, I'm getting some dirt on COWABUNGER. There's no way. He gotta give me to events, because there's no way that this man gets everything. I can't get anything from Panzen. I bet if he walked up to Texas right now, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, you want this 3D model of the whole game? Here, have it." Like, what?
The funniest thing is that you have more subscribers than COWABUNGER.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
You have
Wait.
You have 1.31k. COWABUNGER has 1.22k.
What does he have? Riz?
That Ronald McDonald Riz. That Rivals Workshop Riz.
Oh fuck. Yo, that's it. That's it. He's the next one. I'm hurting him. I'm hurting his feelings. This is the sins that you've created.
I did whenever I saw that message in the Discord chat, I nearly said, "You motherfucker." I had to call a $20 Uber to get to Waypoint, and then called another one back at 3 a.m. To get my copy. I went outside. This motherfucker got a comment. This motherfucker got a request, and then got it.
Yo, he all right. So this is lore now. COWABUNGER has secret Riz that we just clearly don't have, and I will discuss this with him at some point.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to ask the original questions to COWABUNGER. He sort of talks about it, and then you're just like, okay, what? Just one last thing. One last thing, COWABUNGER.
Where do you get your Riz? Why are you Mr. Rizletric into the platform fighter space?
Who did you kill to get into your position? Does Dan Fernandes own an island?
No. Oh, that's getting face boosted too.
I cannot wait for this part of the video to be at the fucking end credits when there's just zero retention. You see a giant spike in people skipping to it.
No, it's gonna be like, all right, this is a lot of time. Why is this most replayed? This is you saying does Dan Fornacy have an island? And it's just like, what?
Kinda, Rivals 2 got $1 million from who?
From Mitch McConnell himself. That I'm done talking about Cowabunga. I don't like him now. I hate him. I hate him.
I hate that motherfucker. I'm gonna get that motherfucker.
I hate his perfect chin, his abs. I hate that motherfucker.
He has everything I want. All he has to do is review fucking Framemaker's custom content for a minute, apparently. He gets everything he wants. I have to sit down, edit together a fucking masterpiece every month. I can't believe it.
I swear to you, in 3 months, if Panzen has information and Cowabunga is playing it on my fucking screen, we're getting a riot.
If
I like how this was so negative into so positive into wow, we really hate Cowabunga.
Yeah, a motherfucker, everything I want.
Everything
he has
need.
a website too.
Why are you making moves? How are you making?
Hold on, look at this. Look at this. It has a photo of him on there. It's in like the default Windows font. You have contact.
He has a coffee. I don't even have a Patreon, let alone a coffee.
How much money does he make?
We can't be this judgmental. I swear to God, how much you want to pay as a coffee, but he also has a Patreon and it gets $1,500 every month.
It'd be fun. He has 1,000 subscribers and he gets like fucking 12K, and it's just like, something that we fucking don't.
Yo, I think we know what we need to talk about next. I think we know who we need to get on next. Oh my God. Well, we'll talk about this more later. But
yeah,
I think
we'll talk about this.
We'll talk about this.
Record.
Off the record, out of the video. But this is gonna be the end. So we're going from here. Thank you so much, Neutral, for making this great. Now, excuse me while we talk more shit and you can't hear it.
But before you stop recording, I just want to plug my shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the people at the point of the video, if he includes the plugs, you can find me at Twitter at Official Neutral. You can find me on YouTube at Neutral Official. I also have a secondary channel where I upload just sort of garbage, whatever I want to throw up on there. That's Extra Newt. And on every other platform, you can find me at Official Neutral, same as my Twitter. And if you ever want to fight me in real life or whatever, I work at Warguts Esports. Shout out to those guys. They paid for me to go to Arizona to play video games.
Yo, that's actually sick as hell.
Yeah, it's sick. Being sponsored by a real esports org is phenomenal. I'm glad I'm not a Smash player, so I can keep it.
Yeah, I live in New York. I wouldn't even be a citizen compared to those fucking guys.
Great thing about living in Oklahoma, everything's cheap.
Yeah, I can go to freaking what's that place in New York again? I know what it's called. Xeno Zero. I can go to Xeno Zero right now and I will get spit on. Okay, well I assume this is the end, so I'm ending it now.